about that.
Nah, don't worry about it. You're good. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on. Sorry. Hold
That's all
on.
right. Don't worry about it.
Let
Thank you.
me
Thank
just put my headphones in.
you. Cool.
Hey, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Good.
Hey, that's great. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh,
Nah, we're good. We're good. We're totally good now. So, like I said, I'm back on the road. I sponsored the first show, and now I'm proud to be sponsoring this show, Tournament Out of Hell. You're going to be in action November 6th, Buda, Texas, at Pinball's Kingdom from Mission Pro Wrestling. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I appreciate you very much.
thank you for
Um,
having me. Thank you, really.
no,
Thank you for bearing with me with all this craziness.
Oh no, yeah, it's all good. Everything's all crazy right now. What's really crazy is that you already been wrestling for 10 years, and I read that you kind of just poked your head into your brother's room when he was watching wrestling, and then you kind of fell in love with it. So, what was on the TV screen? What match was it, and which characters were in there that kind of made you gravitate toward professional wrestling?
Well, I don't know who his opponent was, but I remember it was Randy Savage. And I remember him doing an elbow drop, and I was just in awe. And I was just hooked. I was hooked.
You were hooked with Randy Savage. So, what you said in past interviews that you've been blind in your one eye since you were 7, and you still had problems in your other eye.
Yes.
So these challenges that you obviously met when you started training in pro wrestling, were they challenges that you actually acknowledged, or was it just regular for you because you were already used to living with that condition?
Well, it was a mixture of both because, like, my parents, family, friends, they all told me that this is something that I could never achieve because of my vision, because of how I was able to see, or better yet, how was I not able to see. So, people telling me that I couldn't do it was just something that I was already used to. Um, but the fact that I was able to get my vision corrected, and the fact that I can show the world, hey, that just because I only have one eye doesn't mean that I'm handicapped. If anything, I'm more dangerous more than ever. So, if you are standing across the ring from me, please know that I have my eye on you, and please know that you better be scared.
So that's one thing I want to talk about. Your style in the ring is so ground and pound, and you use. Okay, so we're going to talk about WOAD because I know you say that they have different meanings, but I got weapon of ass destruction, and I feel weird saying that because you're a woman, but you embrace your body, you embrace your ass, and you use it during your matches, and it's so ground and pound. You say that you're like the female version of Rikishi because both of you guys used your assets to start offense in a wrestling business. So talking about body positivity, do you encounter a lot of people that you work with that aren't as comfortable with their body as you are?
Um, I wouldn't say comfortable with their body. I would say they're not comfortable with my body. I mean, I'm the complete opposite of what female wrestling is. I'm a curvy, African American, half blonde female wrestler that's, and using her body as an ultimate weapon. And that's what I want the world to see as, oh, a lot of people, they just see it, oh, black girl, she's twerking, let's not even begin to see what she's about. But like I said, I make all doubters into believers. I want people that when they see me, I want them to say The only thing that's fake about this girl is her glass eye. Like, yo, you doubt that I have guns and steel? Okay, get a steel chair. Try to hit me as hard as you can with that steel chair. Let's believe I won't flinch. Oh, you really think I don't have guns and knives? Okay. I promise you I got pythons that will knock you into next week. I am the ultimate weapon, and that's what I will prove to the world.
Is it difficult for you to, okay, so I'm trying to word this correctly because now it's at an age in professional wrestling where women don't want to use their body to advance their careers. But you're doing it in a different way. You're just saying I'm beautiful just the way I am. So is it a different approach that people take to you when they realize that that's part of your character and part of your presentation?
Basically, yes, because I have to say, I've had people come up to me and tell me, you are not what I expected. You are so different. You are not what I thought you would be. And, that's something that I have to get used to because I'm unlike anything the wrestling world has ever seen before. And I want people, especially not just females, but everybody. I want people to know that the WOAD, yes, it may stand for weapon of mass destruction, but it also stands for weapon of all destruction. That your body is your most important weapon, whether you're male, female, trans, bi, it doesn't matter. Your body, if you own it, if you accept it, accept every flaw about it, your body can be your most dangerous weapon. And I am living proof of that.
Definitely. So let's go down that list that you just mentioned. You are a woman, you are African American, you are curvy, and I mean I feel like all of those are different layers of groups of people that have found it difficult to get into the wrestling business. So to you, how important is representation and how do you feel about having a platform where you can inspire other people?
Oh, that's all I strive for. That's all I want. I want to inspire a generation. Like, I want the world to represent everything: equality, empowerment, acceptance. Like, that's what I strive for. That's what I want to leave for the wrestling business. And of course, I have to expect some pushback because, like I said, I'm unlike the wrestling world has ever seen before. There is not another female like me. So, in order for me to set the standard, to leave my mark, to make history as being the first, I gotta fucking bring. Excuse my French, excuse my language,
No,
but I
no, go
have to
ahead.
bring it.
It's all good.
And I will bring it because I am the one-eyed, thick-thighed weapon of mass destruction. I'm the WOAD, and you best believe that once you step in the ring with me, you will feel my brutality.
Yeah, I saw that. So doing research about you, I was looking through all the videos, and I was like, I kind of wanted to like, is it okay for me to be watching this? But at the same time, she posted it, so she is proud of her body and proud of her sexuality and everything. So it was strange for me because I didn't want to be disrespectful, but at the same time, you are showing this like, hey, this is all good, this is all me. So there's another woman who is exactly like that you seem to be a big fan of, who is Megan the Stallion. So she had this quote, and I quote, "Get rid of whatever isn't helping you grow and get better." So, can you tell me about any any times that you encountered people who just weren't supportive in your dreams, or people that were trying to hold you down, or people who just looked you in your face and told you that you're not what they're looking for?
How much time you got? How much
Okay, give
time?
me give me just one story. Give me one story. One story.
uh, well, it's. Uh, I wouldn't say sorry because I wouldn't want to seem like I don't want any pity. I don't want any pity party. It's just that I would just say this. I was a big black female wrestling in the South. That's basically how I could sum it up.
Yeah.
A big black female wrestling in the South. Before social media, before TikTok, before Facebook, I uh, I had to get myself out there. And the South really definitely wasn't too accepting of that, but I know if I just kept pushing, I know if I saw that I'm something different. unlike the wrestling world has ever seen before. So as long as I know that, as long as I don't give up, there's no way I could not succeed.
Uh, yeah, I applaud you for that because that's just cool and seeing how determined you are. So 2020 has been such a strange year for everybody, and it's been a tough year for everybody. You know, people losing jobs, people losing family members. But in the African American community, I feel like it's been the most difficult between all these, the systematic racism and so the BLM marches and the protests and the whole Black Lives Matter initiative. Chadwick Boseman passing away. I know you posted something about him. Um, were there times in this year that you felt like drowned in everything, and how did you get out of it if you did?
Um, well, as far as racism goes, like, and it's shitty to say, it it didn't surprise me anymore. Like, I've been wrestling for 10 years. You know, I've seen my share of racism. I've experienced myself, so it didn't surprise me anymore. But it's like now that it's coming all out to the open, um, it's it's something that we have to admit that is going on. We have to, because we can no longer, the world can no longer sit there and deny that things are not in everybody's equal favor. They can't. So yeah, it seemed like a lot of bad shit was going on, but you know I just didn't want to put my mind on just drowning in that negative energy. So I just kept training, and I would train every day, and I would train every day again, and then I would train some more, and I would just keep training because I know that this, it won't last. And wrestling's finally coming back, and you know, a lot of people could take this quarantine as a negative, but I see it as, you know, maybe I wasn't ready for the things that I had planned for me. Maybe, maybe this setback was a good thing. Maybe this is a good time for me to reevaluate myself. And that's what I took it as.
I've noticed in the wrestling community that there's a brotherhood slash sisterhood. Like the support going around with everybody is so heartwarming, and everybody calls each other brother, sister, and there is like a family feeling when it comes to the wrestling community. Having the blind deal and being a woman in the wrestling community, can you tell me about the support that you got from other wrestlers throughout your career?
Well, a lot of people didn't know about it. In fact, I didn't tell the wrestling world about it until last year, 2019. And I actually wasn't going to tell people about it until my trainer convinced me to. He felt that, that this was something that I needed to share to the world because it was something incredible. I at the moment, didn't see it as incredible. I didn't. I felt that people would treat me differently because of it. But, he told me, he said, I had nothing to be ashamed of because I've already proved my point without even trying. I had nothing to prove to anybody because I've been doing this with bad vision, with the bad cataract in my only good eye. So like I had nothing to prove to anyone anymore. So yeah,
You
I just
you
had
give
to. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I just had to get rid of all the doubt, and it wasn't even from other people. It was from myself.
So it was pretty much when you let everybody know, they just shrugged it off and they said, "We still love you," type of deal.
They were in shock. They couldn't believe it. In fact, a lot of people still don't. A lot of people feel that this is just part, of the gimmick. They think that, like, no, this is literally the only thing that's fake about me is this glass eye.
You give a lot of credit to AR Fox on your social media and in your interviews. Can you tell me how instrumental he was for your career and what he means to you?
Oh, I feel that he is one of the greatest wrestlers, if not the greatest wrestler of this generation. Um, he helped me. He convinced me. He was the one that convinced me to tell everyone about my vision. And he was the one that told me to just accept it, to go forward. Like, he is, I feel, the greatest trainer, hands down. Um, I've been training up there at his school at WWA4 in Atlanta since 2016, and I can see as clear as day the change in my style, how I present myself, and I owe a huge chunk of that to him. Training with him has been really amazing. It helps me understand myself better as a wrestler, as who I am, and he helped me with all that.
Uh, you're originally from Georgia, right?
Yes, Atlanta. Yes.
Atlanta, Georgia. So one thing that I love to talk about is food. So if I were to go with my girlfriend and my daughter to visit you in Georgia, where would be the one place that you would take us to get authentic Georgia soul food?
Big Daddies.
Big
Yes.
Daddy's.
Big
Okay.
Daddies.
And what would you tell me to order?
I would tell you to order the beef ribs.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that sounds good. So let me ask you this. What do I have? What do I have? So you posted a cool picture of somebody who did some fan art of you. They drew you and it looked really cool. And can you tell me about the support that you get from the fans? Like, are you overwhelmed sometimes by when they come up to you and they ask for pictures and they give you these pictures that they drew of you?
It is honestly the fact that I have inspired so many people. Like, I have people messaging me, telling me how their whole lives have had visions. They have vision problems, but because of the fact that I'm still wrestling, the fact that I don't let my blindness stop me, that it inspired them to get into the ring. And like, the support from the fans have been overwhelming. Like, these people, they love what I do. They welcome me with open arms, and like, they always tell me, like, the overwhelming love that I get from my fans. Like, this is just something I've never experienced before, and it really makes me feel so loved deep down to my core.
That's so cool. I gotta send you a poster or something that I can do for you. One thing I did want to ask you though, if you felt that you were any, because sometimes we watch movies and we're like, I'm kind of like that person, or I'm that guy, or I'm this person in this movie. So, which character is most like you in Lord of the Rings?
um, which character is more like me? I don't know. I would say Samwise Gamgee.
Okay,
Samwise, yes, yes,
and
yes.
you got to tell me, is American Psycho your favorite movie?
No, my favorite movie is Jurassic Park.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love Jurassic
yeah,
Park. So, are
yeah.
you more partial to the first franchise or the second one?
Oh no, Jurassic World can eat ass. No, I hate Jurassic World. No, no, we don't talk about that here.
We don't talk
No,
about that. They're so
no,
good
no,
though. They're good.
no, no, no,
You're telling me
no.
Jurassic Park 3 was better than Jurassic World?
Jurassic World sucks. Okay, and that's just
Jurassic
it.
Park 3 is not good either.
It was better than Jurassic World.
It was not.
Yeah.
They found eggs. They gave the eggs back to the raptors and then they got saved. That's all that happened.
Yo, the dude was riding on a motorcycle with the Raptors. No, no, no. We're just
That's
not
it?
gonna talk
Okay.
about
All
that.
right.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're not
okay,
gonna
so
talk about that.
okay, let's get back on the same page. I need you to tell me how long did the WOAD challenge last on TikTok?
The World Challenge, it lasted. It's still going on. Anybody
Is
is
it
more
still
than
going on?
willing. Yeah, anybody is more than willing to post them during the World Challenge. I
So what
always try to
happens in the
push
WOAD
that.
challenge? What do you have to do in the WOAD challenge?
It's just a dance to show how how hard you can hit somebody. Show that you got your own load, that you can knock somebody to the ground. That's what it's all about. The load is just embracing your body power and using it to your full advantage.
Here's another thing. If people see you, can they still challenge you to the Buns of Steel challenge?
Yes, they can, but only
Okay, now
wrestlers.
explain to everybody what the Buns of Steel challenge
The
is.
Buzz is Still Challenge is where I allow any male or female to hit me as hard as they can in the rear end with a steel chair to see if they can hurt the Buzz of Steel. So far, no one has yet to hurt me. But you know, the challenge is available to any wrestler, male or female. It doesn't matter.
Um, so I want to talk about women in pro wrestling. So I interviewed Jazz a month ago, and in talking to her and looking back at the at her career, I realized that she was part of like the original women's revolution. Excuse me. She was part of the original women's revolution with Trish, Victoria, and Molly Holly, and then she's doing a podcast. She has to say hi to the peoples. You gotta make appearances and wave to the peoples. That's what happens. So I was
Sorry.
no, no, don't worry. I was interviewing Jazz last month, and I realized that she was part of the original women's revolution, where it was her and Molly Holly, Jazz, Trish, and Victoria, and then it turned into like the model era, and then then came Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. What do you credit to the wrestling world finally accepting women as part of the main event?
Um, I love the fact that now that it's not about that era, that broad painting area, that we can actually go, and that's all that I feel that every woman in this business wants to show. And she is actually a competitor. There's more to her than just her body. There's a hell of a lot more to her than just her body. And the time is over to just stop seeing us as eye candy.
And throughout your career, did you get did you go through every stage of that where they said, okay, cool, you can wrestle, and then hey, maybe we're gonna only give you one match every so often, and now you're getting more matches. Did you go through every stage of women's wrestling in your 10 years?
Well, I'd like to say that. As far as as far as me being overly sexual, I feel that because just people didn't understand what I was about. I feel a lot of people still don't. Like I said, they just see me, they see, my shape, they see, who I am, what I look like, and they automatically think, oh, she's all about, sexualizing herself when it's, the complete opposite. So, like, that's something that I try not to focus on because, you know, I know what I look like. I see myself every day. I'm not, it doesn't matter what I wear, what I put on. Somebody, some way is gonna find me in some way attractive. So like me trying to be sexual is not something that I'm trying to put out. Like I want the world to see that being the world, me being who I am, what I wear, it's a statement to, accept yourself for who you are and, use your body, not just for, just looking, but as a weapon, as your most dangerous weapon, something that you can use to hurt people with, put people out with. And, because I feel that the world is more than just about I feel it's not even about sexualizing one another. That's not something that I want to put out. I feel that the world is a body image, a positive body image that everybody can express. Like it doesn't matter if you're trans, bi. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, a man. I feel that every person deep down inside of them can be a woman.
That's cool. That's dope. So you're gonna be in Mission Pro Wrestling November 6th, tournament at a hell. What can you say about Thunder Rosa and her tenacity and what she's trying to do for women in wrestling?
I faced Thunder Rosa a few times, and all I can say is that girl brings it. She is breaking so many barriers, and you know, bringing just a new era to women's wrestling, and that's something that I would love to be a part of. I would love to, go toe to toe to her one on one. I feel like, with her moveset, my moveset, I think we can create something dangerous.
That sounds good. So, what do you want people to walk away with after they see you November 6th?
I want them to see that there is a one-eyed, thick-thighed weapon of ass destruction that can do it better than anybody. Now notice I said anybody, not just female. Anybody, male or female, can do it better than anybody ever could. I want them to see that this woman is going to leave her mark in wrestling. And it doesn't matter that she's walking around with one eye. This woman is the ultimate weapon. When you see those guns of steel walk through that curtain, you know somebody is about to get hurt.
Yes, ma'am. Let them know where they can find you on social media.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as the WOAD. Just type in the WOAD in the search bar and I'll come up. Also, you can buy my merch, prowrestlingtees.com/the WOAD. Also, you can buy the face mask, luchaware.art, and I'm also on fulligimmick.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all your time. It was really cool talking to you, and I can't wait to see what happens November 6th. I'll be there with you guys. We're going to be conducting interviews, having a good time. November 6th, guys, Pinball's Kingdom, streamed on the Title Match Network. Mission Pro Wrestling Tournament out of Hell. This is D. You can find me at DNC Digital on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You want to follow us, go right here. Real quick, your boy Estarosa, off-topic question. Who is your favorite horror movie killer?
Okay, it's a tie between Reagan from The Exorcist and Cujo.
Oh, Cujo. I just saw that the other day.
Yeah.
Cujo's no joke. I can't do Cujo. I got 2 dogs, and then I watched Cujo for the first time in a long time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yes, and on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing all of these interviews leading up to the event, November 6th, like I said, in Buda, Texas, Pinball's Kingdom. Everybody have a great night. Take care of yourselves.
Thanks for having me, man. Thank you.
No problem.